Once upon a time, two angels arrived to earth carrying the corpse of God, whose name used to be Ahura Mazda, the Lord of Wisdom. It turns out that the true religion was Zoroastrianism, a religion that teaches that God is in constant combat against its rival, Angra Mainyu, who wishes to destroy all of creation. The angels explain to us that God went around the universe seeding it with life, and Angra Mainyu followed, killing all of his creatures. That's what happened here millions of years ago, and Angra Mainyu left, leaving this planet burned and desolate. However, by pure chance, life survived and continued to develop. Earth became God's closest guarded secret, and his secret weapon. God hoped that humanity would advance in technology, reaching the point where we could aid in the fight against Angra Mainyu and maybe turn the tide. But until that happened, life on Earth had to remain secret. For that reason, God never visited. Instead, he sent some of his angels as messengers only occasionally, in the brief periods when the fighting slowed down. One of these angels, Bohumana, found a suitable student called Zarathustra and revealed everything to him, or as much as a camel herder could understand of such a cosmic conflict. Zarathustra conveyed the message to his community, and they became a religion. And from this religion, the Persian Empire formed, and it expanded quickly. The plan was that humanity would be unified under this new benevolent multi-ethnic empire. Once this happened, humans would not spend resources fighting each other, and instead they would focus on studying science. They would discover electricity, flight, go to space, and colonize the planets of their solar system. Hopefully by then they would have better understanding of the teachings of Zarathustra, and they would be ready to join the conflict. But this plan failed when a young Greek boy destroyed the Persian Empire in just 10 years. Afterwards, Zoroastrianism stopped expanding and the plan just never recovered. But humanity kept advancing, just much slower than previously hoped. For that reason, every second of every day, God and his angels kept fighting against Angra Mainyu, hoping to buy us enough time, which we wasted. One by one, God's angels were killed, and God just didn't have the opportunity to make more. After millions of years of conflict, God was finally getting tired, and Angra Mainyu finally was getting the upper hand, until one day, it finally happened. Angra Mainyu killed God. The few remaining angels managed to retrieve the body, and not knowing what else to do, they took it back to Earth, where people finally learned the truth, and the angels could show them evidence for all of their claims, so there was no doubt. And now, Angra Mainyu is tracking the angels, and it's just a matter of time until Earth is found and all life is destroyed. In desperation, humans start the Saoshyant project, with the aim to create a weapon that can kill Angra Mainyu, just like it killed God. Humanity pours all of its resources to this endeavor. Human scientists quickly learn everything the angels have to teach us, and they begin studying the body of God. They take samples of flesh and blood, and they manage to grow cultures of those divine cells. Then they are able to create huge, powerful bodies using combinations of divine tissue and new angelic technology. These are demigods with molten metal as their blood. But the will of God is not present in these bodies, and so they just do not move. They need pilots. They find that by consuming a thin slice of the original divine tissue, which is running low after all these experiments, some humans are able to interface with these demigods for short periods of time. And humanity constructs a fleet of them as the last hope to defeat Angra Mainyu. Soon, demons start arriving to Earth, withering everything they touch. They turn our forests into wastelands, or oceans into sludge, or deserts into radioactive glass. They destroy our planet much faster and completely than we were doing it before. Humans are forced to abandon their cities and live in fortresses which are perpetually besieged by demons. And these demons clamor the imminent arrival of their master and the end of all life to anyone who will listen. All the while, the angels are confident humanity will fail, for the simple fact that if this plan could work, God would have done it. They came here so that we could at least die knowing the truth. And so the angels spend their days carelessly tending to their plans in their apartment in one of these fortresses. Decades go by this way. Fortress after fortress falls to the demons. The body of God is nearly entirely consumed, and most of the demigods have been destroyed in battles against the demons. Most of the pilots of the demigods are young people who were born after the death of God. They grew up in this world, with everything failing and being destroyed around them. They hear stories of how the world used to be and how the world could have been, and they are just furious that it all turned out so poorly. One day, the alarms finally sound, loud like trumpets. Angra Mainio has been sighted in the Oort cloud of the solar system, and it is moving towards Earth at the speed of light. There's roughly 1 year before it arrives to Earth, and the warriors prepared for the Frashokereti, the final battle at the end of time. And that's it! Thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks to my Patreons who make these videos possible. More about that in a moment, but for now I think you might be curious, so let me say that this story was written by me, and the illustrations were made using Midjourney. In fact, I spent nearly an entire subscription making these images. If you want, you can look at all the prompts I used and all the images I made in my gallery. Just click on all. The link is in the description, and if you like this video, I have a few other videos about world building, like Biography of a Language or Evil Magic Schools. I have a ton of ideas about world building, but I've only made a few videos with them because they need illustrations, and I am very slow at drawing. But hey, who knows, maybe Midjourney just solved that problem for me, and I'll make more videos about world building now. Also, if you think I write cool stories and you need someone who writes cool stories, send me an email, let's see what happens. And finally, special thanks to Automotiosum, Valerie Hyde, T. Highfield, Ryan Roberts, Carlo Facioli, and Cookie Sub T. All my patrons, thanks 1,000 times, thanks a million times.